You had said your life had like changed, and I actually want to touch on that because I didn't know that. Like when did you? Because when I met you, you was already over here,
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood. You were secure, etc. You just told me something completely haywire. You was like, I lost my job. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And actually, in our last talk, you was like, you referenced something like, oh, I just lost my job. My car just messed up. Now that I'm listening to you, that might have came from something personal.
That
Like that
was
actually happened to
100%
you.
personal. Yeah,
Yeah, what
yeah, that was
happened? Now that
100%
I'm
personal.
piecing it.
Um, I mean, so yeah, at the beginning of the year, I was working at another company. I won't even mention their name, but I was working at another company, and it was I was like the guy. I don't know if you ever worked somewhere and been like the guy. I was the guy, and some shit went wrong. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong per se, personally myself, but like the company decided to go a different way.
Hmm.
After working a 10-hour shift, they came through and broke my heart and said, "We're moving on."
That's fucked up. They could have
It was.
told you at the beginning of the
They could have
day,
told me at the
bro.
beginning of the
I
day,
would
let me
have
chill at the crib or something like that.
been.
They ain't do none of that. He came through and flamed my shit. I was sick, bro. I was so sick, and I was so like. I mean, I'll go back to how it was fucking up my mind already because I felt like they were moving a different way already. In my relationships, I had insecurity in my relationships because I knew that I was about to come to a crossroads, and I wasn't sure if the girl that I was dating was gonna be okay
Yeah.
with the crossroads of me, like, I gotta go get a new job or I gotta do this. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
and she wasn't. She wasn't. Literally, like you said, I mentioned like losing my car at the
Yeah.
time, like lost my car at the time. I think that was what tore it for her. Like when I lost my car, it's like,
What did
oh.
she have like some wicked ass expectations on you? Like you're supposed to be like doing certain things, or like you were supposed to be at a certain level, or did she just not understand that life happens and you got fired unexpectedly?
I think she understood that life happens. I think she understood that things happen unexpectedly. I think the problem was I was down on myself, and she didn't know how to lift me up, and
Oh.
therefore my reality became a whole different reality. I was like kind of like sad and like a little bit depressed. Like she would ask me like, yo, so when you gonna do this with
Mm.
get a whip or something? When you gonna do this? And I would kind of like be like hesitant to talk about that, like because I'm in my head thinking like I gotta get a new whip, I gotta figure this out, I gotta, you know what I
Like
mean?
she's holding you accountable in a way,
Not even holding me accountable because I was already holding myself accountable. It was more so like
a
she was,
reminder.
yeah, she was constantly reminding me, and I guess my response is what kind of turned her off. Like,
Mm.
this nigga not trying to, but I was.
No, but that's actually like very deep and like touched, like sensitive in a way because you were in a very emotional state right there,
Absolutely.
and that's typically when you need the support.
100%. 100%.
So for you to get left during that, I actually understand her side too. Maybe it was just like, this is too much weight for me.
Absolutely.
And, there can always be that flip of the coin where it's like, as a man, maybe I should have organized my life so I didn't put that amount of pressure on my queen. But it's always that flip side because if women were actually down for you, like what they said, they should be able to, like, even though things are getting bad, rock with you. I know there's people with their limbs cut off, they women are still there.
Bro, God's so real that I had to have that woman removed from my life because she wasn't ready for that. You know what I mean? She
Hmm.
wasn't ready for the downtime for me. And honestly, that downtime was a very short time. You know what I mean? Honestly,
Hmm.
like, bro, I got a new whip immediately. I got a new job immediately. Well, not immediately, but it was immediately. It was like a 6-month period
Yeah.
of me being down. It happened in the same year.
Hmm.
So it needed to happen that way because God needed to remove her so I can get the right person in my life that is a person that if I lost my job, if I any of those things, that on the last episode when I was talking about like being healed, I'm in a real healed place when it comes to that. Like I know the person I'm dealing with, like shit can go bad right now. She'll lift
Yeah.
me right back up. You know what I mean? Shit can go bad right now. She'll talk to me and figure it out, and I could feel sad or down about it, and she would have an understanding for that. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, at the end of the day, we're men. Like, I mean, as a man, I always know that everything is gonna be okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially for myself, I always know, like, oh, I'm gonna come back. You
Yeah.
know what I
You
mean?
got that
Like,
determination, that resilience.
but when you got a person in your life, it's hard to think like, oh yeah, like I gotta come back because you gotta explain to this person that you gotta come
Hmm.
back. That's what I was explaining at
Yeah.
first. Is like I had to explain to her and give her the confidence that I was gonna be able to come back. Didn't work that way. Yeah,
Mm.
and, I mean, I came back though. I did come back, and shout out to her because
You know what you're saying reminds me of something I've been experiencing lately too, where I've been I'm not even reaching out, but I've been talking to certain women, right? And they've kind of accepted me, you know.
Kind of accepted you?
What I mean by kind of accepted me, like I was emotional, I was feeling kind of low, and I didn't feel necessarily judged by these women. Now I don't know, it might probably change their perception of, you know, what was going on, but those expectations, I this particular phone call, you know, it was actually very healing because I just was really honest. You know, I was like, this what happened. That's why I ghosted you. And it wasn't even no backlash. It was kind of just like, I get it. You know, no bad blood. You know, it was all love. You know. Now I don't know where that thought came up exactly, but I felt like I needed to correlate that because
So when you said you ghosted her without the explanation. Obviously, that's what ghosting is. But when you came back, she was okay, and y'all everything was cool after that.
yeah, like, and I'm not saying like everything's like cool after that because I literally just hit her up like a couple days ago. You feel me? So it
Okay,
ain't even
okay.
enough time to really,
Y'all just getting back to it.
yeah, you feel me? But it actually was good. We sat there, talked on the phone for a couple hours on FaceTime. Um, it was just a chill, you know, interaction. And recently, I've held so much in, you know, as a man because I didn't want to be vulnerable. I think that's probably why I was bringing that up because you were emotionally vulnerable. I was in an emotionally vulnerable state, and I kind of just unleashed it. And for some reason, the women have been receptive to it, and I don't know.
They have been.
They have been. I don't
Okay.
know what. It's kind of surprising me. It shocked me. I'm not even gonna lie because it was. She wasn't even the only one that did that. They did it with a whole nother one. Goes to the whole nother one. Because I've been in this energy of like realizing what I've done in my past and like kind of taking accountability for it. Because when you have a good heart, things will haunt you if you know you didn't move right. You feel me? Like even if
Yeah,
they did do something wrong, if you match that energy or if you didn't stand in your complete integrity as a man, it's still gonna eat you up because you know you could have did better.
1,000%. I literally always say that. I say like, bro, like sometimes when I think about like relationships that didn't go well, and I'm like, oh, that was somebody like whose fault was it? I always say it's my fault because if there's instances where I didn't do the right thing, it
That could have changed
was. Yeah,
everything.
that changed. If I did the right thing, maybe things would have happened differently. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
and then I also don't feel guilty at the end of that because I feel like when a relationship goes bad, if it's her fault, I'm like, damn. But I wasn't really like receptive. But I
Right.
was, you know what I mean? Like, if there's things I could pick out that I didn't do, I'm like, that's
Hmm.
on me.
Exactly. My point. My point, bro. And that's why it took a lot of self accountability, especially as a man with pride, you know, all that other type of stuff. But then it also broke down the expectation levels because I had a thought that women had a certain expectation over men that probably wasn't true. You know, when I
What
woke,
was the expectation you thought it was?
don't show emotions,
That is true
don't be vulnerable.
to a certain state. That is to a certain. That is true. When you get to my age, like there's a certain demographic of women that they don't want to hear that shit, and that's what my relationship was at first. It was I don't want to hear that shit. You complaining about work. You complaining. You saying that you doing all these things. You're not fixing anything. I couldn't be emotional.
But what's the point of her being in the household if you? That's kind of like her role almost to be your emotional backbone.
Yes,
Why is she
the
so much
helper.
in her masculine frame to where you can't be emotional? If you
Let's
were still
talk
going to
about it.
work,
Let's
if you
talk
were
about
still
it.
paying the bills, you have every right to that. That should be your safe space.
Let's talk about it. I mean, that I think that's the most important thing. Is like, there's a lot of women that are past the age of 27, call it 27, that either have kids or have been on their own for so long that they have to be masculine and living in their masculine. And then when somebody comes around who is masculine, but you just show a trait that's feminine. You know what I mean? Being emotional.
Which is in every man.
Which is in every man, and every man has masculine and feminine also. But you show those traits, and she's like, "What? Like, I don't cry, you know what I mean? I had to be a man." That's like in the sense. That's what she's like. I had to be a man. And I'm like, No, you don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you're not, and you don't know how either. That's another thing. Like, knowing how to be a man is a completely different thing. Being independent and being a man are two different things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Facts.
I think women often confuse being independent and being masculine, and it's not the same. It'll never be the same.
Facts. Like I can support an independent woman. I
Absolutely.
can. I cannot get with the masculine one
Never.
because now it feels like I'm being attacked. It feels like I'm battling like another man, but I know that you're a woman, so it's gonna rub me wrong internally because it's like I'm not gonna respond to you like how I would a man. There's certain levels that a man wouldn't go past that
Absolutely.
y'all seem to just walk over some because y'all know that there's a barrier we won't go past. That's actually real as hell, bro.
Yeah. And then another step is like effective leadership. You
Hmm.
could be trying to like be a leader, and feminine women will allow you to lead. They're just gonna
Hmm.
allow you to lead. With that, you don't necessarily have to have full on effective leadership, because if somebody just let you lead, I could walk us down this hallway. You
Right.
know what I mean? But if you have effective leadership, they're gonna trust you.
Hmm.
And I feel like when you don't know how to lead as well, or there's moments that you don't know how to lead, you're not leading effectively, and therefore those are the moments where she immediately cannot trust you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what I was going through. Like, didn't lead as well because I wasn't communicating that well. So
But
she
I
was
have
like,
a
"Oh,
question
can't
for you
trust you now."
though. I have a question for you though. How can you define what leadership, the leadership expectations are? Because a lot of the times, what a man views as his expectations and his duties in a relationship may be twisted than what the woman expects. Like what you said, she wanted you to pay her bills and do all this other type of stuff. That's an expectation she set, but from your perspective, that's not an expectation on the board. So can you define leadership?
I just think protecting, providing. I think those are the top two for me. I would
Facts.
say just protecting and providing, and so that did fall in line with what it was, right? Like,
Hmm.
she wanted me to take care of her bills. That's providing,
Hmm.
you know. And sometimes you don't realize, but when you just meet somebody, you're not. My initial thought is, I'm about to protect you. I'm about to provide for you.
See, now that's also tricky because I don't think that's providing. That's borderline tricking. The reason why I say this is because if she was truly down for you, I'm not paying no bills for no woman that I don't think is an actual asset. And if I think you're that much of an asset, you can move in. I have my own place, I have my own things. We can take that realm, but this is splurging unnecessary resources to maintain a part of a lifestyle that's not needed. Because if you were truly trying to be my queen, if you were truly in my feminine, you would come make my house a home. Why are you trying to make two separate homes?
And that
Is she,
boils
she
down
really got to
to,
be in her feminine? You feel me?
yeah, and that boils down to her not being in her feminine. And also that boils down to her probably not wanting to make a home. You know what I mean? With
Not
me.
trusting you yet. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. Like if you don't trust your man enough to move in with them, why are you asking him to pay your bills?
That part. Agreed. I got nothing to say off that. You're right. You're right about that. Like,
Like that's why I was kind of asking. Like I feel like there's so many expectations that's blurred because we be expecting things of the women that's kind of crazy, but then we'll be like oblivious to say that they're not expecting a lot out of men that's just not realistic. There is that independence and that masculine energy needs to be differentiated. Like you can be independent, you can have your own place, you can have your own job. All of that is fine. But that masculine energy is you trying to build your own empire standalone
hmm
and like govern it in a way where it's like a dictate. I don't know how to explain it.
yeah,
It's
two
like
separate empires.
you can mend with somebody and still do your own thing. You can be in a relationship with somebody. You guys could both have jobs. You guys could both be helping pay the bills for one place. You could be like, "Ah, you don't even have to quit your endeavors. I got all the bills. You can still do what you need to do. You're still a feminine woman. You're still in the house. You're still cooking, cleaning, all this other type of stuff because I'm handling my responsibilities as a man. Like, but when you get into the facet where you're like a woman tells you got to stop what you're doing to help her. Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Or meaning like stop your purpose, get off your alignment to make sure I get to my purpose and my alignment. Like her vision and her purpose, her end goal is more important than your end goal. That's crazy.
yeah.
Like that's why I think I was telling my homie Sadiq like you gotta. You got to talk to women who are on the same page as you, truly want to get to the same place you want to, because that saves so many different things. Like trying to be in a relationship with somebody and y'all are both going in two different directions. You want your kingdom to look like this, she wants her kingdom to look like that. Okay, well, what the hell? Like you can compromise to a certain extent, but I would hope you get with somebody who kind of wants the same kingdom you want.
And I think that's what's really important is finding the person who wants the same kingdom as you want and also wants you. If I really want you to be the provider for me, I have to give you that space to do that. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like I reference everything with basketball. Like if you're on the court and you want the superstar to take care of the game for you, pass him the ball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Go rebound for him.
Facts.
Don't you know what I mean?
Don't ball
Don't take
hog
the
it.
shot yourself.
Yeah.
Let him shoot. Let them shoot. Hey, you're the best player here. Give 5 shots. You know
Facts.
what I mean? I might take 1 and give you 5. Just because I know that if I allow you to lead and I trust your leading, it's gonna go well. But if I don't trust your leading and I have a different, and women don't not trust our leading based off of what we do. They don't trust our leading based off of uh, the history of what their father has taught them. So basically, if they have a good dad who's always like, hey, let me check on your car. Hey, let me send you some money. Hey, let me, that's where they're getting that from. It's not based off of what you don't come to the table and they're like, oh, like, yeah, like you already supposed to have this. It's like I'm going off a reference of the men that I have in my life already, the good ones and the bad ones.
For some reason, I think a part of that also, they're going off of what they think is right, what they think a man should be. So it's kind of like what you said, their father, but to a certain extent of what they see beneficial for their own life. Because
Absolutely.
like if let's say your path, you're doing what you do, directing, just being a creative artist, everything. If she also is trying to go down that path, she will see the natural adversity. She will see what you're going through, and she would still follow that leadership because she knows that path is leading to something. But if she wanted something completely different, she didn't. She's like, what you're doing isn't leading me to the life that I want for myself.
Yes.
So a lot of men start questioning themselves like they aren't leading correctly. It always comes down to, did you pick a woman who wants to go where you're going? Because, yeah,
And then just speaking on adversity, I think there's a couple scenarios, right? Like as a young person, like, from 18 to about 24, there's time for adversity.
mm-hmm.
By your with somebody and by yourself. Once you pass 27, there's not a lot of time for adversity and excuses when you're with someone. You know what I mean? If we're on a boat together, I can't afford to have you going through adversity at 30 years old. You
Why
can't.
not?
Well, because number one, I got a time frame on my life. A lot of women have, once you pass 27, a lot of women have a time frame on what's going on. I need a kid.
Yeah.
I need a crib. I need, it's a time frame. So if I'm looking at you and at 30, you're still going through adversity, going to film a podcast, going to direct something, going to make music in the studio or something like that, right? I know a lot of guys who were really good at making music and they stopped because they're girl. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I was making music, maybe like 4 years ago, the fact that I had a girl is what really paused me from doing my music. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like going to the studio, not to mention I was a liar, right? So like let's call a spade a
Right.
spade. But if she had belief in what I was doing and she was supportive of what I was doing, I would have still been able to do it at a high effective level. But when you kind of got a battle like your girl and adversity, you're gonna choose one. And it sucks that I had to choose that one that I chose, but in the end of the day, I learned a valuable lesson. And the valuable lesson is like, don't, and this is super cliche, but just don't stop your dreams for anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for anyone, no matter how old you are, don't stop or change your dreams for anyone because it's your journey alone. You know what I mean? If I would have continued on my journey how I was doing, I would have been fine right now. And in the same position I'm in, I still got my crib in Hollywood. Still, you know what I mean? Everything would have been the exact same. Right. You know what I mean? Except I would have been further along with things that I was already doing. So just don't stop your dream for anyone. You know what I mean? Like, and if you ran into a woman that's not the right woman, or ran into a man that's not the right man for you, choose wisely.
Do you think we have any like crazy expectations on women? Because what you just said right there is very beneficial. You said don't stop your dreams for anyone. A lot of women are stopping their dreams for their man. So do you think that's an expectation that we probably need to back up a little bit, let them do their thing, and let them flourish and
I
build?
mean,
Or
I would say I've already backed up. I did used to have crazy expectations, like take care of the crib, wash dishes, cook every night. I didn't understand that it was different until I had to wash dishes, take care of the crib,
right?
cook dinner, and I had a girl.
Hmm.
I had a girl at the crib. I had to cook. I came home and it was 7:30. There was no food cooked. I had to figure it out. When I figured it out, I had to end up starting to cook. I hated it because I suck at cooking,
Hmm.
but I had to do it. And then from that moment on, I realized, why am I expecting her to cook and she worked too? Why am I expecting her to clean and she worked too? Because of the expectations and the old ideology of what women should be.
You see, now that's touchy,
It
because
is.
once again, you are paying all the bills. Even if she had a job, if you were taking care of the financial leverage, her having a job was a choice. That's what I'm saying. If she was under your leadership, or not even leadership, but it's always a choice. It's her decision. It's always been her decision. But if you choose to have a job, you should still understand that there's other responsibilities that's needed to be handled in the household, just like I understand there's responsibilities I need to take care of. Like, there's certain things such as like a end all be all. You handle your masculine responsibilities, she handles her feminine responsibilities. Now, if you choose to add extra shit on top of that, cool, but don't fuck up the foundation.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, now that I think about it, I'm like, dude, well, not now that I think about it, since I've been thinking about it, I'm like, dude, like, right now I pay all my bills. Right
Hmm.
now I
You do everything.
cook and clean and do all that stuff.
You
So
need help.
why am I expecting anybody to come in and do that for me? You get what I'm saying?
It's to move forward. It's building as a team. Like, if somebody came in, let's say she even has her own resources, she can help you with your investment. She can help you probably buy more equipment, whatever the case may be. The point of moving into one household together is so you don't have to do everything together. Well, do everything yourself.
Yes.
That's literally the whole point of partnership, to split responsibility, split, the workload. Because if you're forced to do everything yourself, that's how people burn out, get into overload. That's why a lot of our single mothers are stressed out, because they have to do all of it by themselves. They don't even want a nigga at this point. And it's like, it's so much things I got to do right here. I'm burning myself out. All I do is work and take care of the kids. I'm tired. I need a man to come help. Now it's always they get exactly what I'm saying. They get it, because a lot of single mothers feel the pressure of being a single mother. Men are single dads too. They're single fathers out here. It's the same dynamic. We all need help. Like, we literally need each other to split
I agree.
to split the
I feel like
workload.
men need women more. Men have the thought of needing women more as a single dad than a single mother.
Yeah,
A
facts.
lot of single dads like, shit, I need a
Yeah,
woman to come help me take care of this
we
kid.
not built for it.
Yeah, and
Well,
like,
we are, but we aren't
yeah,
emotionally.
and like women though are like, I don't need nobody to come help me take care of this kid. When you do though,
Yeah,
the
they're
the,
super
the
woman.
facts are you really do. If you're
Hmm.
raising a young man, you absolutely need a man to help you raise that young man. Even if you're raising a young woman, you're gonna need a man to be
Hmm.
there to give her the
Masculine
idea of what a
guidance.
man looks like. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, and I think oftentimes we like stray away from that and don't allow that to happen, and then we grow up. We grow up now as kids with these weird disorders because we didn't face the fact that we didn't have masculinity in the house, or face the fact that we didn't have femininity in the house. And it's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, I tell everybody who has a broken union, go mend your union or find a replacement. If you don't do that, you're screwing your kids over. My goal, if I had a child and did not have a woman to take care of the child, I would have a woman to take care of that child immediately. Immediately, I would lock in, because there's no world where I'm going to raise a daughter by myself without a woman's perspective, or even a son without a woman's perspective around.
This makes me think, like, and really question, what was civilization like back in the day? Like, did these women or our queens get pregnant by their will, by their choice, and they were just like, the men kind of protected them as a community? Like, that's not this dude's girl or this dude's lady, but she just so happens to be having a child, like where they're different like hierarchy systems, like really trying to look back, really just really just trying to look back and like piece apart why certain dynamics are in the household, like how you said replace her, almost as if like I don't know how to explain it. Like I probably need to talk to my papa or something about this one because it's like it's on my spirit, but I can't articulate it. It's like an expectation of how families were ran, and I think women had a certain hierarchy. Maybe if this does go viral, somebody comments, somebody can kind of articulate what I'm talking about. Like how we see families today, it's one man, one woman, whole bunch of kids. Imagine a family back then was a village. There was multiple men, multiple women, and kids just everywhere, and they took care of what needed to be took care of in their community. So it wasn't this so much of a harsh attachment and like power dynamic or balance, just like this is our community and we're just,
Well, the
you get what I'm
difference is
saying?
too. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, but also the difference is too. Like women have just not just, but became as independent as they are. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
There was a time where it wasn't that. You know what I mean? You are supposed to stay at home and clean the kitchen and take care of the family and take care of the village. You know what I mean? While the warriors go out and fight wars, hunt, things like that. I feel like now it actually is still the same. You know what I mean? Like we should allow the men to go out and hunt and
Hmm.
fight the wars that we
Right.
need to do. But women have become so independent that it's like, no, I can go fight the wars too. No, why would I sit at home and fight the war and trust you to fight the war when I can go fight it?
I don't think that's a new ideology though, because even in ancient times, there were certain tribes that were predominantly women and they had women warriors. They had to do their own hunting, they had to do their own. It I just think it probably comes down to like certain bloodlines, and we actually probably don't even realize this because we've been slaves, and also we don't really know where we came from. But I think there was also a movie that came out that
Woman
highlighted
King.
the,
Woman King.
that
They had men
dynamic.
with them though. They did have men
Yeah,
with them. There were men in that tribe. Women were just the leaders of that tribe.
my point
Yeah,
exactly, and that's why I'm like, women have the intuitive abilities to take care of their kin, also, But it would be smart to have that balance, have a man with you. So like imagine a woman, right? She has a child. She sees a deer, she sees a lion, whatever the case may be. She knows there's no man around her and her babies are about to starve. She's about to go kill that lion. Whether you believe it or not, something in her is going to figure out, oh, I needed this rock, I needed this stick. I'm about to wait right here. I'm about to put mud on something. Her survival instincts would have kicked in and she would have got what needed to be done.
but then
But
that
she probably,
can't deem a man useless though. Just
it
because you
shouldn't.
can go kill a lion yourself does not make me useless. You get
And
what I'm saying?
that's the problem.
Yeah,
Exactly. We've gave them the acknowledgement and the power that they deserved because it was true to them. Like we see you and we respect you enough to not want to take everything from you and dictate over you. But with giving that amount of leverage to them, if they didn't understand where they came from, they will use that as like a superiority like thing over it. They use it as like a one up in certain instances. Like that's like women who make more money than you. You get what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Like
Yeah,
that shouldn't dictate that doesn't make me less than a man because you have a better paying job. I'm still a man at the end of the day. You just so
absolutely.
happen to get that opportunity. Lord knows in the next couple of years or even tomorrow, I could get that opportunity. It could be my chance to go kill that lion. You feel me? So that doesn't make me less than a man. Any less than a man, you're human.
And I also think money just doesn't define masculinity. I think money will
Facts.
never define masculinity. You know what I mean? I think it's about perspective. I think it's about once again just the word leadership. Like you can still lead and not have the most money. You can still have a masculine perspective without having any money. To be honest with you, you should definitely go get some money for sure. I don't. I'm not telling you don't get no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I noticed when I was younger. Like I feel like as men, we would go pick up a chick at the if she was at the bus stop, we'll drive to the bus stop and pick Shorty up off the bus
Oh
stop. Hey, what's
yeah.
up? A chick will never pick you up off the bus stop ever.
Mm-hmm.
because she sees you as inferior.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you are riding a
Yeah.
bus. I'm not to pick you up. When meantime, we see a girl. She looked the same to me as if it was in a car or on a bus. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, and I think that's what needs to stop for women to men is like, if I'm killing a lion, I'm more masculine than you, or I don't need you because I'm killing a lion. You're not gonna want to kill a lion every single day. So the days that you don't kill a lion, you're gonna need somebody else to help you because y'all need to eat every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Metaphorically speaking. So
Hmm.
it's a tough dynamic. It's a tough dynamic. But I think have you ever read what is it called? It's called David Deity. He wrote it. I said it before. The damn, what is it called? The Way of the Superior Man.
I have.
Way of Superior Man is an excellent book. Excellent book. Because it teaches you to respect women as the goddess they are,
Right.
right? Like she is a queen and a fire goddess. Like she could
Right.
rip your head off if she wanted
Literally.
to. But she's not. And I think as men, we always do kind of respect women for that.
Brother, that is exactly what happened. When I said I reached out to that one girl, I was scared. I said this in the last podcast. I was like, you have every right to give me a lashing. Probably not even accept this motherfucking apology.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, I feel like I gotta do it. It's just the love in me. It's just like, fuck it. It's okay. And she did the exact opposite. Like what they say in the book. She did not cut my head off. Had every right to. Had the power to.
Do you feel
Yeah.
like you came at her and added your feminine to that scenario though? As
Um,
maybe to why she wanted to be more softer towards you because she was in her feminine also?
crazy enough, when it comes to being in your feminine as a man, just the expression of you articulating it is in your masculine, because you're articulating, you're putting action behind something that was that was inside of you and being like true to your heart. Like something she said during that phone call, she was like, I actually admire what you just did. I was expressing myself, but it brought, you know, admirability. She could have been lying. She could have just been gassing my ass up. You get what I'm saying? I don't try not to let anything go to my head, but it's just that principle, like that actually made me seem more masculine because it's like you understood your emotions enough to acknowledge them and articulate them and held yourself accountable. If you were in your feminine, you would have just let the chaos just. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like what
totally
they
agree. Yeah.
like kind of what they say in the book. The feminine energy wants that chaos and wants that tension to just live on. The masculine wants to bring it to an end. It
Yes.
wants to silence it. That was me. By me expressing myself, I was trying to silence it. I don't want to deal with this no more. I keep thinking about it. What? Hey, can I talk to you real quick? This was on my heart. I'm trying to end it. And that brought the masculine and feminine dynamic because all she did was listen. She wasn't the one venting, but that was actually so feminine. Because crazy enough, after that phone call, I was so much at peace because she
Yeah.
was fucking peaceful.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's
Absolutely.
like she held the space. That's why I feel like some women, they don't truly understand their femininity. Men are emotional by nature, but do you know how to hold it and direct that emotion? Because we're aggressive. Not. I think as predators, we're gonna go after what we want, anyways. The money, lifestyles, food, shelter, all that type of shit. But we can't turn off our emotions. I think that's why they said they're our rib. They're literally a part inside of us, like like they're in us. We need that stability.
Yeah.
Like that's why I was saying, like I feel like on my journey, I even said I feel like I'm emotionally unstable. Like I'm focused. I have the vision. I know where I'm trying to go. Like I see it. I'm walking towards it. But that emotional space right there, I don't allow a lot of intimacy. I don't allow a lot of just. I shut that off. So I know I'm imbalanced as a man because I don't allow that feminine energy to kind of relieve that weight a little bit. I just hold it in.
I think that's a great point right there. Is like holding it in is it's unhealthy, brother. I'm gonna
It
let you
is.
know it's unhealthy. I now where I'm at right now, like I'm so grateful to have like a person where I could be emotional, be masculine, be feminine. I can do whatever I want to do, and there's a space for that.
Right.
And when you notice that there's a space for that, it immediately kicks you back into your masculine. You know what I mean? The fact that you're allowing me to be vulnerable with you, the fact I'm like, man, like I'm going through it today. Like, okay, like tell me all about it. You know what I mean? You're like, whoa, like, all right, like, you know what I mean? I still feel like the leader and less like
Right.
damn, like you going through some shit, some emotional shit. Oh, you're being emotional. I don't want to hear about that. You know what I mean? And you could run into that scenario. So just choose wisely. I always say choose wisely when it comes to relationship partners. Don't choose off of looks. Don't choose off of the fat ass. Whatever you're trying to, you know what I mean? Choose off of somebody who you know gives you that space and can gain understanding, because no one understands you fully, but can gain understanding about you.
Do you believe you can have a spiritual connection to somebody?
Men and women, or
Yeah, like you. How can I put this? Yeah, a spiritual connection to a woman, where it's like God probably wanted y'all to interact, do something. Like there's something there
yeah,
beyond the physical. Now you guys' ego in the physical realm could send y'all completely different realms. Y'all can never even talk to each other. But in the spiritual realm, there was probably something right there.
yeah, absolutely. I think we all run into like 3 or 4 of those people in our lives, maybe 5,
Hmm.
and we go against it because we're like, oh no, like
This ain't real.
it's not right. Yeah, like
It's like
until
y'all
you
like ever other ones.
yeah until you realize, you go to someone who you don't have a spiritual connection with, and you
Bingo.
realize, whoa, like we had a bond. We could just sit on the phone and not say anything. You could just call me and talk about your day, and we just go off into that. We could just you know what I mean? We can have hardships together and come out on the other side. We can even have disagreements or arguments, and they not last long, and they not get taken personal, because we know that we're trying to come back to a whole. You know, so yes, I definitely feel like I have had that and have that. Um, and now my eyes are so open that I would never be with another woman that I did not have a spiritual connection with, ever, ever again.
How? What's some of the signs that indicates this is a spiritual connection with this woman? Do you like? How do you know? How do you
I mean, the
differentiate?
first one is you guys are connected through God. I think being connected through God, or whatever your religion is, right?
Mm.
Like I think being connected through God is something that definitely helped me, because when I was on my down journey, right, when I was going down, my conversations were a lot about God. Her conversations were a lot about God. Hey, like, you should read this. You should go read this. We'd read it together. You know, we'd have a whole hour,
Mm.
2 hour conversation about scriptures in the Bible that with another person that you don't have a spiritual connection with, you wouldn't have. You know what I mean? And it's almost like a faith conversation almost too, right? Like,
Yeah.
so they're not gonna have it. So I think having the connection with God, both of you guys together, number one. And number two is just accepting you for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for you, like your spirit, like, you know what I mean? Like, you come to me like how you are, her accepting you for that is perfect, because she doesn't have any false expectations of you. She's not creating expectations of you. She might have expectations of you, but no false ones. Not like, oh, you're supposed to do this or you're supposed to be like that. So I feel like that also helps in a spiritual connection, when somebody just accepts you for you. And men too, we need to start accepting women for who they are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you go to it, not sometimes, all the time, you get in a relationship with a woman and you're like, oh, well, my last girl used to XYZ. You know what I mean? It's like, this is not your last girl. This is the girl you're with now. What does she do? She don't cook or clean? That means you gotta cook or clean now if you want to be with her. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
can't just sit here and complain about the fact she don't cook and clean all her life. You know what I mean? Because that it'll never change. It's not gonna change. Women, same. I can't complain about how a man is. I don't show him how to be the right way, or I also just have a false expectation of him without accepting him for him
Hmm.
or her. I think those are my top two. There's probably a lot of more things like that connect you spiritually, but I think those are my top two. I think it's with God, and then accepting someone for who they are.
Hmm.
What about you? Do you have any?
It's kind of crazy because I'm.
First of all, have you had a spiritual connection with a woman?
I think so.
You would know.
Um,
So I'm just keep it real with you.
the reason why I say I think so, right? Um, it's because we're still young, and I'm allowing life to be the dictator of that time. Almost, I feel like time is one of the biggest indicators of like that red string theory. Like, there's been seasons with this one particular woman, didn't talk to each other, go years, no contact, never see each other, randomly be at the same place at the same time, a random night. Had no business. Didn't even think that that was something that was gonna happen. Just boom. Compatibility. The person growing with you. When you notice you're growing in your life, you don't even have to be attached to them or around them. They're kind of growing at the same pace as you. It's like you guys are right there. Okay, I pay attention to it. Um, and also when I can't like let go, I notice that too. Because if I can't let go, there's something in the spiritual realm that's I'm attached to this and it's trying to teach me something. Like even if with a heartbreak or an ex, that was a spiritual connection. You needed to break my heart. You literally needed to shatter my heart because that's what was going to trigger other things and help the rest of my life play out. You weren't the end all be all, but that spiritual connection, God could sometimes send a woman or a man, for my women out there, into your life just to spark something else. So it's like that was a spiritual connection. God knew exactly this woman or this man was gonna fuck your life up, but that exact fuck up was gonna make you think different because I needed you to get over there. It's like certain things can get sent your way, good and bad. That's why I try to look at it. It's like there's a reasoning behind certain things. Because some women you could just stop talking to, and you don't care necessarily. It's like there was nothing there. That's when you can really tell like this is like a flesh type of thing. But once it's your emotions start getting involved on a deep level, that's usually showing you something. Because emotions and spirituality kind of go hand in hand in a certain way.
I mean, I feel like the opposite for that. I feel like I had a woman who didn't who wasn't on that type of time, and she sure broke my heart and taught me a lesson. I for sure thought about her for a long time, and I didn't even feel like it was a spiritual connection at all. You know what I mean? Maybe I was having a situation, but she wasn't at all. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, ultimately, it ended out in, and I was still thinking about the girl for a long ass time until I finally was like, wait, that didn't mean shit.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It was a lesson, but it didn't mean anything. Me and her being together, that was only a lesson for me.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in the spiritual community, there's certain things called karmics.
Hmm.
Like literally, the only reason they were put into your life was to f you up. They probably didn't have no heartbreak. Like God didn't need that. Wasn't the lesson that they needed to learn. But their purpose in your life was to literally trigger the hell out of you and make you wake up. That's still a spiritual connection. Well, now whether they had the same reaction to it, that's up to them because God could have been trying to teach them a different lesson. They could have learned the lesson 10, 15 years later, like, damn, Clarence was a good guy. I don't think I should have did that.
Type shit.
That was that like the way that he reacted after that and all like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. They could be on a completely different journey. But God needed you to learn that lesson. You were her karma too. Later on in life, she may look back like, damn, I shouldn't have fumbled that. Now she has to live the rest of her life knowing. It was a karmic relationship. God needed that to happen. Y'all about to teach each other lessons. Now when those lessons hit, when God smack you with them, you don't know. But
Cut the egos, man. If y'all got egos, just cut the egos, man. Men and women, cut the egos. You'll get to your lesson so much faster when you have no ego involved.
what's one of your biggest lessons you have to learn?
Um, Biggest lesson that I'm still learning
Ooh,
would be probably just, you know what? I'm gonna just switch it right now. I think the biggest lesson I need to learn is how important family is. I think throughout my life I never cared as much to because my family was just there. Like I never cared as much to like had like my family together until just recently. I went to a family gathering and my family was depleted. Man, it was
wow.
like 7 of us there, and I know I have a lot of people in my family. So for it to be only 7 people there, I'm just like, wow, like where is my family at? Now when I go back to my relationship, I'm like, how can I come up with the concept of family without a family? It's a difficult thing. So like I feel like that's something I'm battling right now. And by doing that, I just make sure I communicate with my nieces and nephews, my cousins, my aunt. My aunt is a person; she's getting older, and I want to be there for her. You know what I mean? Help her throughout her journey of you know what I mean, whatever she's gonna be doing next, because that's family. That's what that's about. You know what I mean? My mom. I told you before. My mom calls me all the time, and I barely call my mom. I
Yeah.
think getting a closer connection with that, getting a closer connection with my sister, is going to teach me the lesson that I need to learn for my family. I think I got it, but I think if I don't fix my family situation, it's gonna show in my new family situation. So I think,
Get
yeah, I
that?
think the importance of family and being together.
Hmm.
What about you?
I think the biggest lesson I've been learning is the power of, I guess it's two lessons actually, the power of letting go and the power of following my heart. When I let go of the negative emotions and I let go of the past stories and I let go of the past versions of myself that I didn't like, and I follow my heart towards the things that I do want, that I do like, that I do believe true, things feel so like at peace and love, and just like it's like a lot like if you have an argument with your girl or with your family, something like that, if you hold that in, your heart could be like, I really want this connection. I really want my lady. I really want my family member, whatever the case may be. But if you haven't let go of the things that was prohibiting you from not acting on your highest desire, you're going to be at a constant internal battle. And that's what I feel like I've been trying to navigate. Like, if I'm dreaming about something, if I keep thinking about something, if it's on my heart, clearly I want it. I need to figure out what it is inside of me that's telling me that I don't want it or that I don't deserve it, and actually just start leaning more into that love in my heart and manifesting through that space. Because I think as men, we can build from our pain. We could also build from the love, and that typically shows a lot differently. You see the rich dudes, bachelors, never have a successful relationship, catching cases. Life ain't necessarily how they wanted to. They damn near would off themselves. They built their life off of the pain and off of the trauma that was gave to them. And now every single time they look at that success or that love or whatever the case may be, it reminds them of the BS. But if I build off of the love, if I build off of my heart, I can look at the things that I achieve and look at the things that I manifested, and it automatically reminds me of that same love. So it's like a self-fulfillment thing.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I've been learning.
Okay, that's fire. What would you say the most recent thing where you had to follow your heart in?
Talking to this girl and
Okay.
talking to my papa.
Oh, you did that quick too. Go check that episode out, y'all.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I did act. I acted on that one quick. Um, but just letting go of like arguments. Had an argument with my papa. Things just kind of rubbed me right. I didn't necessarily know how to react to that. But something in my spirit the whole time was like, I still want to create. I still want to do it with him. Like you kind of rubbed me wrong, but something's in me. I still want to go forward with this. And once I let go of the pain or the stories, be like, I'm just gonna follow my heart. My heart clearly doesn't care because I still want to do it. I still want to interact with. I still want to move forward. Let me just move forward. You feel me? And when I did that, I was also thinking about that girl. And right after that interview with my papa and all that, I hit the girl up. And I forgot kind of the question you asked,
I was saying, when
but
was the last time you followed your heart?
oh yeah,
When you
follow my heart.
told me
Yeah,
those two
yeah.
scenarios.
Then I hit the girl up, and then we seeing what's gonna happen with that. I invited her out to lunch or dinner or something like that. So we gonna see if she take up on that. Y'all hear about that maybe?
I think
Y'all probably see it on the episode. I'm not gonna lie. I'm plotting on that.
that's fire. I think one word of advice would be like, just don't have any expectations. You know what I mean? I think
Facts.
the key with like mending relationships and wanting relationships to be what they are, like not having expectations, and also I always think of it like, I want people to feel like they could be themselves, and I don't want them to feel like they have to act a certain way around me. I also want to accept. I always ask this question, like, when are we going to accept people for who they are?
Right.
Right? And like, that's really what it is. When are we going to just accept you for who you are, and that's it? You could be an asshole, whatever.
Hmm.
I'm choosing to be around you. Do I accept it or not?
And that's actually what brought the level of peace, because I didn't have any expectations. Almost like I didn't expect it to go good. I didn't even expect her to even read the DM. I was like, you know what, it is what it is. But I made the move because I was following my heart.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily because of what I think that she was going to do. It was like, this is on my heart to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta do it. Now however this plays out, it plays out. And then internally too, I also wrote down in my notes, I kind of know the girl. I know how she can get. Whatever she does do, it probably isn't the first time I've seen it. need to accept the person as they are if I actually want to interact with them. So it's like, trust me, I get exactly what you're saying. It's not easy
It's not. It's
because it's gonna be like, why the fuck were you like?
exactly.
But it's like, but that's you.
Yeah, and
It's what it is. What it is.
I feel like that's something I do all the time. I'm like doing that every day. Like just like somebody does something and kind of I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I accept it.
Yeah, like
I accept it. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's fine. I'm gonna tell you. I'm still gonna tell you. That's one thing
Yeah.
I like. You said as a man, I feel like it's a part of my journey to say this. It's on my heart. I
Yeah.
gotta let it out. I gotta say what it is, just so you know what's going on in my heart, and then we move forward. And if I don't, then I'll have that. You kind of have that disdain for someone, and you kind of like don't say what you said, but you're kind of like
Yeah.
looking at them like, you really gonna still come sit in my face and do this shit again? And it's like, dude, you haven't explained to
Yeah.
them where you're coming from, how you feel about the situation.
Haven't told him.
Yeah, and you got to tell them. And once you tell them, and if they still react the same way, and you accept them for who they are, then, like you said, everything's fine. You feel so free. I honestly would say I feel so free because I don't hold nothing back on nobody. I tell everybody exactly what's going on. Now, if it's times where I gotta like sugarcoat it for like work, or like you know what I mean, somebody being emotional, I might do that. But I'm still going to make sure I articulate that to you.
You know what's crazy? When it comes to these relationships, now I may have to eat dirt because of this decision, but I'm going to be emotional with the women that I'm like interested in, and I'm gonna let that be the test. The woman who can accept and like truly see my emotions and bring that inner level of safety to where I don't feel so discombobulated and I can actually focus on other shit. Because men can be discombobulated. They can be super ambitious, but their internal world is so messed up. They're not as ambitious as they truly can. Like some men haven't reached their 100% because of that emotional instability. So I may have to eat dirt because of this, but I'm about to start telling women straight up exactly how I'm feeling, what I want, what's on my spirit, what's on my heart, and the one who's meant for me, she gonna make something out of that. She ain't
100%.
gonna.
100%. She's gonna be thirsty to make something out of that. I'm gonna keep it
Right.
real with you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when I go through anything right now, like somebody is hitting me up, like, "Yo, need anything? What do you
Yeah.
need? Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. You need it?" And I'm like, "Whoa!" Like, I don't even know how to accept it fully because I'm like, "What do you mean? Do I need?" I'm like, "No, I don't need anything." But I appreciate it so much. You know what I mean? Because there's been times where I needed something, and not physically like money or anything like monetary or physically, but like
Yeah.
I needed something emotionally, and I never got it. And I was
Mhm.
sitting there like kind of like hoping that it was gonna happen, and it didn't happen. And I'm like, now I'm looking at you funny. But when somebody's like you said, you find the right person, they're gonna be offering that consistently. You're gonna have to turn them down from the offers that they're gonna be giving you. And that's just you know what I mean the greatest thing you can have. And if not, you know what I mean, the best thing you can do is soul search and figure out yourself.
Mhm.
And once you do that, you'll be in a place where you don't need anyone. I feel like before maybe like 2 years ago, I realized I was in a place where I didn't need anyone. Like I'm perfectly fine by myself.
Right.
Like perfectly fine. You see, I live by myself. Like
Mhm.
I'm cool. Like a chick could come
Your
over and I'm like, are
independence,
you
yeah.
gonna leave yet? Like because but I enjoy company though too. But there was a time where I needed companionship. There was 100% of the time where I needed a person. So I went from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship to like just like that.
Mhm.
And it was traumatizing to me because I never really got the chance to sit back and look at the landscape, feel out myself, see what I was going through. I feel like when I did do that, I gained a great perspective and understanding of being alone and knowing I don't want to be alone, but I can be and it's okay. If this is not right, I'm totally fine being by myself.
You know, I've had that same experience, but it kind of triggered a different emotion in me. Accepting my solitude and, being by myself, doing like celibacy journeys and all that type of stuff. These kids are loud.
So loud.
But going on the celibacy journey and all that other type of stuff, if anything, it made me start acknowledging how deficient I actually am by not having a partner. Because I start noticing my own capabilities. I start noticing my own blockages. I start noticing my own repeating thoughts. And there's this really important quote: you can never heal relationship trauma without eventually being in another relationship. You have to learn how to be in a relationship. You can't like think you're just gonna heal from a heartbreak, part of that healing from the heartbreak is finding the new person. So they can show you something different. You can experience all of that healing. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it started showing me those things. It was like, okay, like I can do this by myself. It's probably not smart to do this by myself. Beezy. I love it. But yeah, that's what was coming on my spirit. Like maybe it's not smart to do this by myself. Because then I started looking around, especially when you've been solo dolo for years. You start looking at other people all cuddled up in relationships, and it was this comparison. You see it all on social media and the reels. The rich dude pulling up in a Ferrari
Mm-hmm.
next to the couple sitting on the bus stop, and they
Mm-hmm.
all hugged up, kissing and stuff like that. They clearly in love. But this dude got a Ferrari, but he by himself. He like, man, I want that. I want what y'all have. I would give this up. I would give this up. Cause that love and that companionship, I done did everything. The Ferrari don't mean nothing to me no more. It was certain things I was triggered because I know me. I'm okay with being alone. I would fuck around, but an empire by myself. But I would love if I had a queen.
Yeah, I think for me it was like realizing like struggling with like mortality. You know what I mean? Like when you sit back and think like, damn, do I want to be old alone?
Right,
Do I
literally.
want to go through these things alone? Not really. You know what I mean? Like I don't really have any interest in like just kicking it alone. Like now I like it. I enjoy it. We're young. We can do whatever we want. Like I got other shit to do, but honestly, like the older I get, I'm like, yo, like I want to do this with somebody.
Right,
You know what I'm
literally.
saying? Like whatever I'm doing, I want to do this with somebody. It'll be
Hmm.
dope to have your shorty here to help you
Hmm.
and assist you. That's
Hmm.
amazing. You're like, we pull
Literally.
up, my shorty's watching the camera actually, like,
Yep.
holding the camera, or she's got the questions. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Like,
Oh, that'd be so.
you know what I'm
Oh.
saying? Like it's just next level. Like, and I feel like I never did that in my relationships before, and I feel like that's something I want to implement. Is just inviting your partner, your significant other, to your creative endeavors if she can handle it.
Hmm.
Obviously, like because there's not a lot of women who can handle it per se, or men who can handle it. Because I used to have this girlfriend who used to do modeling, and she was doing implied modeling, and I couldn't handle it at the time.
Yeah.
And I tried to go to an event, and I just couldn't take it. And shout out to her, but I couldn't take it. And now I'm just like, wow, like I should have been so much
Yeah.
more supportive of her instead of being immature and not being able to take it and deal
Hmm.
with that. So having partnership is amazing.
I notice I always bring my women into my partnership, my things. I also give them business plans, but I think that's probably I feel guilty about it sometimes. I'll just start talking to a girl. We didn't started talking 2 weeks. I done already sent you a business plan. I done already, I done already tried to lace you up with all this. Like, oh, what are you really trying to like? Can you inform me so I can? You feel like that's just part of me. But then I notice I start it always fucks me up too when the relationship don't work and then you're like, damn, I poured into that and it's working and now I'm not a part of it. So it made me more selective with who I pour into because it's like I really have the mind. Like, I can make something look a lot better than what it really is. I can take it from here to there. Especially with marketing, content, creation, just artists, just being creators. We're so fucking powerful.
Facts.
Add in the directing, the business headspace. I always bring it up. Like I'll be like, hey, I'm getting paid this. I wasn't even talking to this girl. This is like a home girl, more than rather. But I was talking to her. I was like, I'm being transparent with you. I'm not charging this person a lot. I'm only charging them like $600, something like that. But I want to give you $100 out of it, just so you can come, follow me with my camera, to get some behind the scenes, just to introduce you to the space. You said you wanted to get into it. I'll give you a percentage of what I'm making. Bigger projects, of course, I'll pay you out. But let's bring you on the small one, and see if you even like the space, like the people, like doing what you do, etc. I think that's just in me.
And I think you should also see that as like that's just a good trait. Regardless of you pouring into somebody, I think like you poured into that person and you poured into the universe when you did that. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So you giving that person that skill and that trait to go off and do it on their own, you poured into the universe. So you did your job. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? You were useful in doing that. Uh, I agree with you in not pouring into everyone, but um, when you do, oftentimes I pour into people and I'm like, I just charge that to the game. You know what I mean? Like, charge it to the
That
game.
part.
It is what it is.
Mm. Yeah, but I mean, hopefully, I run into a woman who appreciates it, utilizes it. I mean, truly appreciates it.
But I want to touch on what you said earlier, though. You said, damn, what you say? You said I was pouring into.
Don't turn her fountain off before her bucket is full.
Yes.
I was born into women by nature.
Damn, I forgot. But oh no, it was about you were saying like since you're so young, like you run into a situation and you like you don't know, and time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell.
Time will tell, but the truth is the truth. The person that is for you, it will absolutely show in that moment. It is your opportunity to see it. If you don't see it, you got to be lucky enough to probably get them back.
Facts.
Which something that happened to me, but in the moment I didn't see it. I completely
Yeah.
didn't see it, and I was going through it. I disregarded everything that was happening, completely everything that was happening, and acted like a complete fool. And people come into our lives. Our lives are like it's like the Truman Show or like the Sims. Like the same characters come into your life. The same characters.
They do.
It's like the same 100 people.
Yeah.
You know what I
facts.
mean? Just different bodies, and it's our job to recognize who's who. And if you don't recognize who's who, I mean, you're still gonna live on your journey,
Yeah.
but your trajectory can go a lot faster. I feel like if I stopped a long time ago with the person that was right for me, I would have been doing like this a long time ago. I had to go like this. I'm doing up and down,
Yeah.
up and down, up and down, and I'm like, why is that happening? You know what I mean? Now I'm thinking about myself, insecurities about myself, and it's like, nah, I should have really just like locked in when I realized it was right. When everything started going right? When if I'm back to what I was saying, like looking for a job, a person is gonna help me look for that job, fix my resume up for me, like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like those are
True
people
love, man.
who got your back. You know what I mean? Somebody who's gonna come set the camera up, like I was saying, like those are people who got your back, and you gotta recognize that. We kind of like look past that, like, oh, it was cool, she just did that, it's cool. It's not, you know what I mean? That's a rarity, and when you find it, hold on to it and cherish it. Lock in.
I am. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that note.
It's coming. It's in your face. It's gonna be right there.
I'm gonna take that.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah, man. I think that's been it.
Yeah, that's
Is there
fine.
anything else you want to say? Add to this? Tell the people in the episode.
You know what? Follow this man's content. He is working super duper hard. He's consistently giving y'all flavors and different perspectives. Don't forget to drop in the comments. Let's have a social commentary on these topics. Because it's not like we're not sitting up here like we're experts. We don't know everything. We're sitting up here
Right.
telling our perspective. I think it's important that it's a communal opportunity that everybody talks about it, that everybody gets a chance to talk about it, so then y'all could teach us stuff and hopefully we're teaching them something too. So yeah, man. And then follow your dreams. Don't change your dreams for anyone. The right person is going to get on program with whatever you got going. Follow your dreams. Don't try and change anyone else's dreams either while you're at it.
Facts. I'll end this video off with my books is down in the description, first and foremost. Secondly, go after your heart's desires. That's believe in yourself. I mean it. I was telling Clarence before I turned on the camera, love hurts. Love hurts. And that doesn't mean that doesn't matter if it's love with family members, love with your lovers, love with your children, love with the environment. Wildfires start happening. Wildfires are still a natural natural disaster. That's still an exhibit of love, something needed to burn down. So can you sit in that pressure and actually, make the diamond come out? Because it's always a diamond. Wherever there's pressure, there's usually gonna be a diamond.
Always a
I
diamond.
don't think God usually don't put pressure on just rocks. He understands that it's a rock before he puts the pressure on it. The pressure was needed because something was under it. If you got pressure on you, there's something underneath there for you.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Love you, C.
Peace.
Talk to you in a minute, man.